Hey, it's Mark Weiss. It's a nice day for a drive. Thanks for coming along with me. Hey, it's November 14th today, 2019. In Tenet Healthcare Corporation's most recently released 10Q, their quarterly report filed with the SEC, they disclose that they are in the process of settling for, they believe, $66 million with another couple $1 million reserved for attorney's fees to be paid to a whistleblower. They're resolving a case in which they were alleged to, among other things, have violated the federal anti-kickback statute by forming in concert with surgeons and co-owned a co-owned surgical hospital in Oklahoma, an anesthesia company. In other words, a model in which the surgeons, a Tenet subsidiary, USPI, went out and formed their own anesthesia group, which then obtained the exclusive contract at the surgical hospital, such that whenever the surgeons were referring cases to their co-owned surgical hospital, they were profiting also from the anesthesia, and that profit varied in proportion to the number of cases, the types of cases, the value of those cases that they were referring. Now, Tenet undoubtedly is not going to be entering into any sort of an admission that they violated the law, and there was no trial on this. But this raises more red flags about the propriety of surgeons and facilities entering into or sponsoring these company model of anesthesia vehicles. Now, this is also a topic that I explored recently on the blog at the Weiss PC website. You can reach the blog from there. I don't remember the exact name of the post, but you may want to go read that. It's something we'll cover further if there is additional news released about the settlement, although oftentimes the exact settlement documents are hard to find. But if we can find them, we'll post them. You know, many times large hospitals will tell surgeons that they have vetted these proposals, and in fact, the releasor, the relator, the individual who brought the False Claims Act, the whistleblower lawsuit, alleged that Tenet and its subsidiaries basically had a cookie-cutter sort of kit of documents that they were using to deploy that company model of anesthesia services at many facilities that they co-owned with surgeons. So many times, large hospitals, small hospitals will tell you that their attorneys have vetted the legality, the propriety of these types of ventures, in which referring surgeons are receiving a portion, say, of anesthesia fees here, which is the most popular model for this. But there's no reason that this model isn't being deployed in connection, say, with pathology, radiology, other sort of facility-based specialties. They tell you that the deal's been vetted. Maybe it has, but just because the attorneys for big hospital corporation have vetted something doesn't mean that it's legal. And it also doesn't mean that even if in the end it is legal, which I doubt, that the calculus of it pays to settle this lawsuit rather than to incur additional hundreds of thousands of dollars of legal fees, paying hundreds of thousands, or in this case $66 million, because it is less than a potential judgment, doesn't also make sense. Get your own counsel. Vet these things carefully. Don't just jump into a deal that the hospital says is fine.